In today's video, we're going to be discussing the top 3 stocks to keep in your watch list for tomorrow. We're also going to look at the overall market because this sus price action is still ongoing. So we got to discuss what to expect, along with doing an update on some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. Y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. So what I was worried about in yesterday's video with that thumbnail saying be careful is a gap down in the overall market, and we kind of did gap down at first. Looking at QQQ, because we're gonna use that, it's a bit easier to explain with this one. So we had a doji at the top, and I warned you guys about the potential evening star that could form today. All right, and it did, but it didn't in a way. Like this, if you take away the colors green or red, if you just take those away, the formation of it looks exactly like an evening star. The only difference is that this candle didn't open up at 439.7 and close down here at 437. It pretty much moves in, like the whole move happened and then shorts collected at the open, and then we saw a major move up. And for those of you who may be beginners who don't know what an evening star is, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what I'm talking about right here. As you can see, we have the green, we have the doji, and then the red. All right, but the bearish move happened during the night. Therefore, what we got from the market is a green candle. Where is it going to open up tomorrow? It's still far away from that 9 SMA. We may see it show some strength at first before we see a pullback in the afternoon. It's looking kind of lumpy at the moment. And if you look at the bottom still, the bottom, the volume is still diminishing. Let me go on here. There you go. If you check out the bottom, this is what, 24 million shares traded, and then this is 30 million shares traded. So we're going down in volume. So we'll see what tomorrow holds. All right, so just watch how we open. The opening is the key here. The opening is the key for QQQ. Now, the first stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list. This stock reported earnings today, and it doesn't look too good. And I like the setup on it. It's Airbnb. And this one right here, it had an uptrend since what? The past year and a half so far. From the lows of 81 to the highs of 160. Today's earnings, the reaction is negative. Was it predictable? Maybe. All right, the only bearish thing I see here with the chart is this island gap reversal, where we have the first gap and then we have the island, which is this cluster of bulls that have been trapped after the exhaustion gap. This right here is an exhaustion gap. So right now, if we look at the 4 hour or the 1 hour, it broke right through this line of support. All right, so watch it for a collapse. How low could it go? I do see a gap at the bottom, but these ones kind of got filled already. It definitely did. The next one to really be worried about is 120. I don't expect us to see 120 tomorrow. All right, but what I want y'all to do is to set an alert right at 142 and patiently just wait for it to ring. Again, the key, what we want to see a candle that looks like, this, that opens up like that, with volume as big as what happened right here, with 500,000, or let's see, let me zoom in here. So this is 500,000 shares traded. So we want to see something like that, along with a candle down that rings the bell. That would give us a clear indication that the stock is committing to the downside, and that there is a shorting opportunity to 140 bucks by the end of that day, similar to what we've seen, what I showed you guys with Palantir. All right, watch it for that type of setup. Now, the second stock to keep in you guys' watch list This one is reporting earnings tomorrow, and it's none other than Roblox once again. All right, so this one, again, if you gamble through it, I would say good luck. Again, holding through earnings is gambling. It is gambling. It is. All right, so we'll see what this one holds. If a really sweet way to see this thing unfold would be a gap up to around 42, just to take care of these short sellers right here. Because once we gap up, they're gonna get taken out, and we might see a nice green candle right out the gates. First 5-minute candle could be above 42, and then we could see the whole day the stock just run up to 46. That is the absolute best case scenario, where we don't have to deal with the uncertainty of gambling through earnings, and at the same time the stock doesn't just open at 48, right? Because we want the opportunity in between $39 and $48. But what good is it if we can't even participate in that move? All right, so keep your eyes on this one. Again, as always, set an alert right here at 41. Tomorrow morning you wake up and you will see what the reaction to this actually is. Hopefully it's positive, because that inverse head and shoulders is quite clean. It is very clean. All right, so watch it for that, for the completion. Now, the last stock that we're going to discuss in today's video, well, not the last stock, like the third stock to keep in your watch list, that one is Google. All right, now I want to share Google with y'all because of one simple reason. This one is actually for the bears. It is for the bears. Now, there is actually two reasons. There's still that space at the bottom from earnings that needs to get taken care of. That's one. And then number two is, if we look on the 5-minute and we zoom in right here, we can see that there is a bearish pennant that broke down in a final 5 minutes of market hours right here. All right, so watch this one for a drop all the way down to 166 by like 10 a.m. Central Time. All right, so watch it for that type of move out the gates. Now, let's discuss some stocks. Some of the stocks that I've mentioned in yesterday's video. The first one that we got to look at is Shopify. Again, we didn't know what the reaction was going to be. I did give you guys a warning about what has happened with the last two falling wedges when earnings came up. That was a worry. All right, it could happen. The possibility of it happening was there. Etsy didn't play out bullishly, even though the pattern was bullish, and the other one, PLTR, also didn't play out in a bullish fashion, even though the same structure was there prior to earnings. All right, this is a nasty drop, and anybody who had calls got annihilated. Now, how long will it take for the stock to drop down here to $50? I'm honestly not sure, but I am looking forward to it. It's definitely something to keep in your watch list, but we have to give it time. We have to give it, I don't know how long it's gonna consolidate for. And usually what happens after we get a hammer like that, or maybe this is a pin bar, I'm not sure. After we get a structure like this, usually we see some games being played sideways before the stock actually commits in one direction. So I would just say wait, because I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow with Shopify. I really don't. Now, the next one, somebody asked me in the comment section to talk about NEO. All right, and with NEO, I shared the Chinese stocks with you guys, I think 2 weeks ago. And the one that I shared was Billy. All right, from 13, I told y'all to watch it for a move up to 15. It got to 15. All right, so congrats to anybody who made money on that. But as soon as it got to 15, which was at this high point when NEO also got to $6 from the lows of $4, everything started to drop. Okay, and I don't know how long it's gonna keep dropping for. And also, they haven't decided exactly when they're going to announce their earnings reports. And until that time, I honestly think NEO, along with the rest of the Chinese stocks, are going to stagnate in this box. I think they're going to go sideways. I could be wrong. You can set up an alert right above $6 and wait for it to ring, but I think it's going to stall. And I think we're gonna have to wait for a while before we see major moves to the upside. It is very oversold. And is it a good price to be dollar cost averaging for the long term? For those of you who are long-term investors who strongly believe in NEO, the company, right? Is this a good place to average in? Yeah, I would say so. It definitely is a very good place. The stock is down by quite a lot, more than 90%. So I would say it's only a matter of time before it shows its structure that gives us an indication of when it's time to take it for a day trade, most likely to the long side. So that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday. I'm releasing them earlier and earlier, so watch out for like 9 p.m. Eastern time or 8 p.m. Central time. All right, definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of our private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow my social media at NGumah and Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.